This thing going. It's counting. So, what's up, YouTubers? Been a few days, hadn't it? Huh? A little while. I can't even remember when the last time I posted a video was. A couple of years, anyways. I'm gonna try to make this pretty short, just because my battery's down to like 40% as it is, 39. I don't know. I can't see it now that I've got the camera going, but basically, I'm just here to say that there's been a lot of activity lately pertaining to old school YouTube truckers and that sort of stuff, the likes of myself, Steve, Tex, Rooster, Two Times, you know, all the original YouTubers. And there's been a lot of talk about wanting comebacks and that sort of stuff. I'd love to go back in time, back to the heyday of when I was doing videos and that sort of stuff, and try to recapture that, but I'm not going to. It's to me, I'd rather be the one to sit on the sidelines, be thankful for the time that I did have, and just watch what's going on around at this point. I don't want to be the Norma Desmond trying to, recapture a washed up has-been career. Quite honestly, a lot of the videos I see nowadays just, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. There's still a lot of good videos, but it seems like the most mainstream ones now are basically just recruiting for companies and fly-by-night companies. That's not for me. What I did was a lot of videos that were basically it was a hobby to me and a lot of the old guys, and it just doesn't seem like that's what it is anymore, what that content is. So I just gracefully bowing out. I've said a lot of all my videos at one point were set to private, just because I didn't want, there was just some stuff going on and I didn't want to be part of it, so I set everything to private. I didn't care about the the money in YouTube, because it's, people can tell you all they want. The truckers that are on here with like 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, whatever, they're not making hand over fist money. That's just not the way YouTube works. So for the little bit that was coming in, I'm like, you know what, I got better things to do than to deal with the haters and just stupid people. So I'm very slowly bringing some videos back out, but I like I said, it's just my days, they're done. I'm not going to say that I'm totally closing this channel down and it's not going to exist anymore. It's going to cease to exist, but I'm just not going to really have any content anymore, any new content. This will probably be the only video coming out for quite some time, so I gotta try to keep this short. It looks like I've only got 36 minutes. I'm already up to almost 4, so with that, and with my job that I now have, I can't really do very much trucking wise anyways. Basically, kind of catch you up on what's been going on. The last videos were done, like I said, about a couple of years ago. I was at May Trucking, and they were a decent company. I would say they are definitely a very good company to start with, but I was kind of looking at it. Their trucks are too slow. With my experience, I'm like, well, why am I only getting paid this much? They were flexible with me going up to the ice road. I did 5 seasons of the ice. The last 2 I've missed, just with circumstances that have come up. I'd love to go back up. I really, really miss it. But again, with this current job, I'm not sure. But anyways, they were more than happy to let me take the time off and then come back and that sort of stuff. But it just, I was tired of trucking. I was tired of the slow truck. I was tired of, you know, the paychecks that were coming in, which were still decent compared to, you know, if I were working at home. But you know, it just, I was ready to hand in my CDL. I was basically at that point. And I was talking to a friend of mine who drives star coaches and that sort of stuff for the Entertainment for Music, and he ran into what is now my boss, and my boss was needing a driver, and a lead driver. He said, well, I don't know a lead driver, but I do know a driver. So immediately called me up, and then within like 2 weeks I was out with him. And I'll tell you, it's been the best thing I've ever done. I've been the most happy in my career after 16 years of driving. Been the absolute most happy at this job. You know, the guy treats me with respect. It's a small company. There's only, I think, 6 of us at this point. It is growing. But he treats me with respect. He treats me with more respect than I think I probably deserve. You know, gives us excellent equipment. I mean, I've got a brand new Peterbilt 570 or 579, 580, whatever it is. I can't remember. It's a brand new one. And it's set up too. I mean, this thing is, it's not, you know, company specs. He's set it up as owner op specs. I got, you know, an 18 speed, which he's let me put on a, you know, the extended shifter. Basically, you know, he lets us treat it like it's our own, and I do. You know, any little issue that comes up, it's taken care of right away, and pays, you know, very well. You know, at least for my experience in the music industry, because there's a difference between, you know, driving the truck and then dealing with the music industry. It's a whole other kettle of fish, you know. Not really comparable. So, you know, I'm getting, you know, the day rates for that, plus all the bonuses and stuff like that. And I mean, there's not one thing that I can say that's bad about this job. So yeah, with that, you know, being in the entertainment, hauling concerts and that sort of stuff, I'm very limited as to what I'd be able to do anyways for videos. I would love to be able to showcase, you know, basically what entertainment driving is all about. But there's not much I can do because, you know, load in, load out, you know, that's all off limits with cameras and that sort of stuff. The shows are obviously off limits. When it does come to driving, pertaining to driving, almost every single day or is at night. Short nights though, on average. So, you know, the camera really wouldn't be able to pick up anything. There isn't anything that I'd be able to put out there as content. If I could, I'd definitely love to pump out, you know, a couple of videos just to show what all is entailed in this. Because it's awesome. I love it. So with that, see, the thing is, way back in the day, I used to work in the film. I'd say like 97, 98. I worked in the film industry very briefly. I did some extra work, some grips work, PA work, you know, some loose things behind the scenes. And actually, that's what led me into being a truck driver. There was one film that I was volunteering on, and a family friend was the transport captain or coordinator. I can't remember how that went, but he was in the Teamsters Union, and I was volunteering just to kind of help him out, move the picture cars here and there, you know, whatever I could do. And he said, well, you know, you should get your license and, you know, start driving. You know, he said, we can get you into the Teamsters and everything. And that was cool. So that's basically what that, and my dad being a bus driver, I had that end of the diesel in me. And, you know, I started out with buses and then eventually progressed to trucks. And by that point, the industry was kind of slipping. And, you know, I had my family that I needed to worry about. So basically getting into something that I got to be a permittee forever, you know, it just really wasn't going to work out. So it just never came to fruition. But now I'm here. So, and like I said, I just can't get enough of it. I actually enjoy my job again. So, yeah, so my job is going fabulous. I've been here for 2 years. Wow. I've been here 2 years. I got about a year and a half experience. Last May, thankfully it was the last show, last load out. Got the trailer completely loaded. All I had to do was just get out, shut the doors, drive to LA, drop one case off, and then I was going to fly back home for about a week or so, fly back out, grab the truck, and go. I ended up exiting the truck and breaking my leg. I broke on my left ankle. There's a little, I can't remember if she said it was a tendon or a ligament or whatever, but it basically comes down the side of the leg, and then it hooks onto the bottom of one of the little ankle bones, and it broke right there where that was. And she said it was a good thing that it didn't, shear the tendon, ligament, whatever it was, because since she said we'd be really in trouble. But she said with it, being broken like that, she said it'll just kind of float around, it'll find the bone, and it'll marry back up. She said we're not going to worry about that. But my right, that was the one, because what ended up happening was I sat on the floor of the trailer, had my feet on the bumper, was holding on to the strap, and when I was walking off, I led with my right foot, and my left foot, the heel caught the license plate, so it threw me off balance, and my right leg was almost right on the ground. So it tucked under me, and it dislocated the ankle and then broke my fibula about a third of the way up. I've now got a nice plate about that long on one side, one about that long, I think, and I think there's 12 screws still in there. They took one out. They had one that was going between the tib and the fib right on the bottom, and it just felt like it was, causing too much. It took away a few degrees of my walk, so we opted to pull that one out. So so that took about 6 months for me to get all healed up, because there was other complications with another medical issue that I've got, that I currently still have. So they couldn't just go in and cut me open, or I would have just bled to death on the table. So yeah, I've been dealing with that too. You probably haven't seen on video, but I've got a bunch of tattoos now. I had some before. Can't really see that one. I had this one for years, and then I had my trucker one. I'm pretty sure that was on video. But yeah, I've kind of grown into it, and now and there is a Maltese cross for the fire department, because the town I live in, I'm on the fire department. Have been for a couple of years. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get my Fire 1 and Fire 2 because I've been working and broken. So that hasn't happened yet, but they can work with me. I can drive the tanker, I can still do things, just can't go inside the building and save the kitty cats. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with me. I don't know, we've become homeowners now. The place we were renting, we've decided to buy this year. We've been there for 5 years now. We bought that. I've got 2 Crown Victorias now. One, my original one that I've had videos on here of, which at the moment I'm not doing the funeral escorting. There's a falling out, and the company that I was volunteering at has been disbanded. I tried to save it, but the guy that started it just became whatever, and it was a mess. So there's a few of us that are working together. One guy is putting a whole package together for a major company, that the escort would be just one portion of it. So hopefully that'll come up pretty soon. But yeah, I've got that Crown Vic, and then I bought another one off of a Facebook friend. It's an old Minnesota State Patrol, that my original intent was to refurbish back to Minnesota specs, just like it was, right out of service. But there's a couple issues that I didn't necessarily know about with the car, body-wise, and I don't know. There's that, and the car is just too much freaking fun to drive. I love this one. I just I don't know if I want to give it up, because if I do what I was originally intending, then I can't drive the car at all. I mean, I can maybe get it to the shows and that sort of stuff, but it would have to be trailered, and I just wouldn't be able to drive it daily like I do right now. So, but yeah, that basically falls into my light bar collection, which I've had the four or five videos on YouTube. My count has gone exponentially through the roof. I am somewhere from every little TIR that I have, little 3 LED little units, to the full 72, 76 inch light bars. I've got somewhere around 150 different lights. So, and I think when I started those videos, I think I was like 1/3 of what I have. So, I can't remember. I may have bought a huge lot, because about 3 years ago I bought a lot. A guy that was kind of local was selling his. He was, I guess, getting out of it. So I bought him out basically, and bought all his lights. And since then I've gotten even more. So yeah. So I don't know if there's any interest in the light bar collection. I think there is. Because I've got a few people that I've met on Facebook, and I haven't actually met them face to face necessarily. And I've got a Facebook page for the collection. There is a lot of interest in it, so I might do that, from time to time. But like I said, I just, I'm happy with the fame that I had. Everybody thinks they're YouTube stars. I don't know. I mean, I guess I kind of let it go to my head at the time that I was doing it too. I thought it was really cool. I think overall, I had to have had around 15,000 subscribers all time. Right now it's showing like 11,215 or something like that. I know a handful of years ago, when I was still producing the videos, they went and cleaned out a lot of the dead accounts, and it was up there. It was around 15,000 at that point. So they cleaned all those out, and then some have come and gone, and that sort of stuff. So excuse me. I know I've had at least 15,000 subscribers, and I thank every single one of you. I enjoyed what I did at the time. Now it just seems like one of those things that's just in the past. It's what I did. I still get recognized from time to time. Had Road Queen. She did a video recently that she mentioned Steve's and my name, and I thought, holy crap, like 2016, I'm still recognized every once in a while, which was kind of cool. I thought, about 2010, I'd died out, just because of circumstances when I got out of the truck, and then unfortunately my hobby turned into a job at that point, because it was really the only income that we had. So I tried pumping out content, and it wasn't trucking, so that's where some people got mad and left. Some people realized what was going on and stayed. But then I tried getting back into it. I couldn't get into the swing of it, and I just felt like my time had passed. But now I just know that it has. I don't have a computer anymore. I've got my phone. I do everything on the phone. I'm already at 19 minutes. Getting the programs, getting everything that you would need. I could do this, and I might do this from time to time if I see that there is a desire. Some people want to see it. I might do it from time to time, but again, I'm going to be limited on what I'm going to be able to say, what I'm going to be able to show. I just don't think I'm very interesting in a lot of aspects. I have my viewpoints, and it doesn't mesh with the current way society is going. I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's just say I'm not very popular. I don't have that popular vote anymore because, I guess I'm just an old stick in the mud. But so nobody wants to hear me whine and complain and talk about crap like that. So again, I thank everybody that's given me that opportunity. I thank the people that are still, interested and think I'm, a viable, YouTuber at this point. But I'm just going to sit back and have my popcorn and watch those YouTube fights happen and all the drama and all that sort of stuff. So, being that it's 20 minutes already, I'm going to wrap this up. And I don't really have any much more to say, so imagine that. So, from the Eskimo, I sign off, and thank you for watching. And if you haven't watched, subscribe. You might as well. I mean, you might see something you didn't see before. So, all right, later.